So you probably just completed a professional Scrum course with responsive advisors. And if you didn't, what are you doing watching this video? Use the link below and register for one of our upcoming courses. So now you have a challenging task before you, passing your certification assessment. To help you along your way, I'd like to share with you my top tips for passing your upcoming assessment. Tip number 1, reread the Scrum Guide. Yes, I know you've already read the Scrum Guide, perhaps just a couple of days ago. Go ahead and give it a read again. You've just spent a few days diving deeply into the theory, principles, and practices of Scrum. In this next read of the Scrum Guide, you're going to notice connections, implications, and nuances that you simply didn't notice before. So open up the Scrum Guide and read it again slowly. Think through the exercises from the course you attended as you read each topic, and think about how each topic compares to other topics in the guide and how you might put some of these ideas into practice. Tip number 2, master the open assessments. Now, depending on which assessment you're preparing for, there may be one or more open assessments or practice tests that can help you prepare. I strongly recommend that you use these open assessments to test your knowledge and learn where you may still have some stumbling points when it comes to Scrum. I would shoot for getting 100% on these open assessments consistently. That means acing it 2 or maybe even 3 times. If that sounds like a little much, there are a couple reasons behind this. First, while the open assessments are great practice tests, the real assessments are noticeably more challenging. So if you're only getting 80s or 90s on the open assessments, chances are you may fall below that passing score on the real assessment. Secondly, the open assessments do a great job of explaining answers to any questions that you get wrong. So any attempt on the open in which you get less than 100% is an opportunity to learn something or realign your thinking on a topic that'll likely come up in the real assessment. So whether it's the Scrum Open or the Product Owner Open or another open assessment, take them repeatedly until you score perfect scores every time. Tip number 3, review the course materials. You were either given a lengthy PowerPoint slide deck or a massive mural with all the course material in it. I'm not suggesting you need to review every slide or every point in those materials. However, if there were any topics that were confusing to you or any topics that were surprising to you, particularly if they conflict with your personal experience using Scrum, I suggest reviewing those portions of the class materials. Take what you do or have done using Scrum and set it aside for now. You're not being tested on how you use Scrum today or have used it in the past. You're being tested on how Scrum is designed to be used and how you could use it more effectively in the future. Tip number 4, watch out for common misconceptions. There are a lot of incorrect ideas about Scrum out there. Many of them find their way into scholarly sounding posts on LinkedIn. I've seen plenty of articles offering advice to Scrum Masters on how they should facilitate the daily Scrum, for example, or helpful charts converting number of hours to story points. If you've taken my class, you know these ideas are misguided at best. So don't get tricked by common misconceptions about how to use the framework. Again, even if these are misconceptions that you currently put into practice at work. Tip number 5, there is flexibility in the framework. Remember, Scrum is not a detailed process. It's a framework. And like the pieces of lumber that frame up a room, you have lots of options of how to build a product development process that fits your product, your team, and your organization inside of that framework. There are dozens, if not hundreds, of complementary practices or optional tools in the toolbox that you could use inside the Scrum framework. But watch out for any assumption that those optional tools are mandatory parts of the framework itself. So those are my top 5 test-taking tips to help you earn your professional Scrum certification. Remember, you've got this. By taking a professional Scrum training course, you've already started way ahead of the curve. Use the tips I shared to prepare well, and when you're ready, take that assessment and earn your certification. If you somehow got this video and you haven't yet taken a professional Scrum training course from me or one of my fellow trainers at Responsive Advisors, what are you waiting for? You made it to the end of this video. You're clearly interested in getting a Scrum certification, and I'd love to see you in one of my upcoming classes. Check out our schedule in the description below, get registered, and I'll see you soon.